Nigezza here from nigezza.co.uk, and I'm back here with a tutorial for a 40th birthday card. So I made this one. My friend really likes white wine. We're going to have a bit of a celebration, so there's lots of bubbles, and I've coloured the bottles and the glass to give it that sort of shimmer. And you might notice that on the label it says 1978, which would be the year she was born. But the stamp said 1975, so I just changed it. Okay, so if you stay tuned, I'll show you how I did it. So to make this card, I'm using some extra thick Whisper White, just cut in half, scored in half to make our standard C3 card. I'm going to use the Stamparatus, and I have already mounted the wine glasses from half full. And we're going to use the wine bottle and the wine glass, and the best wines are the ones we drink with friends. That's what we're using. So I'm going to butt this up right up into the corner, and I'm going to use my magnet along the top because I'm going to be stamping along the bottom. Okay, I'm going to go this way so that it stays in shot. I'm using Memento because I am using my alcohol markers. So I'm just going to ink that up. And stamp. Then I'm going to go 2 hinges. And then this will give me a nice row of glasses all lined up perfectly. Oh, love it when it happens right. There we go. And oh, didn't hinge step. Got a bit carried away with myself that it worked. And then that one. There we go. And then that's sorted. I'm using my chamois. This is where the chamois comes in to its own, because you can just wipe that. Perfectly. Okay. Take the card out, give that a wipe where there's a little bit on there. And I like to keep a little scrap grid mat in there. You can see where I practiced. And that's that. So there we've got our little wine glasses in a row, and now we want a bottle of wine and a wine glass. So I need my scrap of Whisper White. Do you know, I prepared, I cut everything so it was all here, and it looks like, yeah, I left it somewhere else. So I'm going to stamp the wine bottle and the wine glass. And it looks like I didn't bring a mount for the glass. Let's lay plans. There we go. I've set my room up so that I have a filming area where we are now, which is over by the window, and then I have a work area which is over there a bit. I've got a little shelf to the side here and a little space on my desk there where I can have close to hand everything that I need. And it only works if you remember to bring absolutely everything that you need. Well, I've nearly done it. There we are, that's the wine. And I'm going to fussy cut these out. I don't like fussy cutting, but these are pretty simple. If I can fussy cut these, anybody can fussy cut these. There we go. So this is dated 1975. So my friend's 40, which means she was born in 1978. So I'm just going to use a little fine liner pen and turn that 5 into an 8. Let me put my glasses on so I can see and hope my head isn't in the way. And now you can see we've got 1978. Do love it when a plan comes together. Okay, now I'm going to give these a colour. Just going to fresh mat. So I'm going to colour these in with my alcohol markers. So she likes white wine, my mate, so we're going to use the Old Olive, and we're going to colour the wine. I'm kind of using a mixture of Daffodil Delight and Pool Party. Does kind of work, it does, believe me. And then we might do the label, a sort of a mixture of orange and pink. It's not orange, is it? It's pumpkin pie? Yeah. Or I might do bung some Calypso coral in it as well. So I will speed this up because this would be a bit boring otherwise, wouldn't it? Okay, so I finished fuss cutting those, and if you're a bit like me, that you don't quite, you're not that good, and you don't quite get it close to the edge, to take away those white edges, I'm just going to sponge it. And then you don't see the white edges anymore, and then it doesn't matter. I'll do the same around the glass. There we are. So that's my little trick, and I'm going to show you another little trick now. I made these at Christmas time. I'm not sure if I did it on camera. I think I did. I'm going to give this a glass effect. So we do that with our fine tip glue. And I'm going to sit down for this so I'm closer to it. And you just put this, I'm just doing it on the wine. You could go all over, but I'm just doing it on the wine, and then I'm just doing it where it's green on this. People commented at Christmas that they loved it, having the effect of glass on the bottle. And my sister bought this stamp set and the glue so she could do it too, because it is fun. Now you have to leave that to dry. Try and burst any bubbles that you see, although it don't really matter because there might be bubbles in your wine. So we'll leave that. If you've got one of these and you can get trouble, what I do is I put my finger behind it to line them up, and then you can push them down together. That's how I do it. And I've still got shed loads of that left, not that you can see. You can see when I turn it that way. I've still got loads. And I've done loads. I made loads of Christmas cards with this. Right, so I'm going to move that out of the way to dry. And then we'll continue with the rest of the card. So we've got this, and I thought I'm going to do some bubbles at the top. So I'm choosing the bubbles from Bubble Over, and I'm gonna, I know if it's flat white wine it won't actually have bubbles, but we will probably be having some bubbles on Saturday when we go out to celebrate. So what have I got here? Yeah, so I've used Daffodil Delight on the wine. So I'm going to use Daffodil Delight for my bubbles. I'm just going to have them randomly along the top. That'll do lovely. Okay, we'll put that away. Give that clean. Right, and so I have cut a bit of old olive to go across the middle, but I think that's too wide. I'm going to trim it down. So that is, let's trim it down to 1.5, 1 3/4. Yep, we'll have it 1 3/4, and I want to do a sentiment on that. So then I take a scrap of Whisper White and the Starburst punch and punch that out. That's going to go on there like a burst bubble with the wine, but I want to put some silver thread behind. Not used this yet. So thankfully there's a bit of sticky tape on the end, so I'm able to find the end. And I'm just going to wind that around my fingers a few times. This really is thread. I was thinking it would be slightly wiry, but it's not. That's a nice surprise. Oh, it's just dropped on the floor. I'll find it after. Right, so then I'm just going to put some sticky on this. I've still got my fast fuse, and I'm just going to lay that I've just wound around on this fast fuse, making sure the ends are stuck on the inside. That would be lovely. Stick that up there a little tad. Stick that on there now. I might use some dimensionals actually. So I'll leave that to one side until I'm ready for my wine glass and wine bottle. But let's see if they're dry. Not quite yet. You can tell when they're dry because they kind of, you can see where that bit's a bit drier than that bit. So we'll have to leave that a little bit longer. So I might colour these wine glasses in at the bottom whilst we're waiting for that. Or not. Okay, so I've coloured all the glasses, and so I'm going to use a little bit of Winker Stella so that it looks a bit like glass shining, because if the other glass is shining, this can shine. So we've got our bubbles and we've got our shiny glasses of wine at the bottom. So I'm going to do a strip along the middle in Oud Olive, and this is the width of the card by 1 3/4. I'm going to put, taking my sentiment from Bubble Over, may your day bubble over with happiness. I thought that was quite cute. So link that up well. There we go. So I'm going to use my grid mat to line it up, keep that straight, and then I'm not going to do it in the middle because I'm going to put a ribbon on top. There we go, super. And I'm taking the Daffodil Delight ribbon that carried over from the last catalogue actually, which was nice. So I had it from the ribbon share that I did. So I'm just going to cut a length of that to go along the top to break that up a little bit. So I'll just snip that off. And then I've got to decide if I want it that side or that side. Oh, I hate it when I have decisions. I suppose that side, because then it could be like a load of burst bubbles. That side, so it's a bit like stitching, and she used to teach textiles. Oh, I don't know. I don't really think it matters. To be fair, don't think it matters. Right, so I was going to do that sentiment, but I changed my mind. So I'm going to put a bit of this up there. So that I can stick a bit of that in there. Super. I think it needs to come down a bit. Yep. So we're going to glue that on. I'm going to use some Tombow, so I've got some wigglage. I'm going to put this across. Just above the wine glasses. I'm not going to stick anything down like that because I'm going to stick the topper on there, so that will hold that down nicely. I just thought the yellow ribbon sort of tied it all in and broke up that green a bit. I'm still waiting for the glasses to dry, so I'll come back to it. So I'm back now, and it's all dried, as you can see. Can you see that? So we've got a lovely little shine there, and then you can see the bottle is shining there. I think I might put some Wink Stella on the rest of the glass, like I did on these ones, just so that they've got a bit of extra shine. There we go. And so I'm going to add it to this. I'm going to be giving this card away, so I might double dimensional. I wouldn't if I was posting. One dimensional goes through the post normal. Two makes them a bit too thick, so then you have to pay extra postage. So I don't tend to double up, but when you're giving it, it doesn't matter. So stick that on. About there, and then we'll put some dimensionals on the back of this. Put a few on because the paper is curling a bit. I'll put a little strip up the bottleneck. Hold that in place, and then put some bits on the bottom of the glass. And a bit up the stem. Trim that off a bit. I've gone a little bit too big on that. That's better. Right, so glass on the outside, bottle on the outside, glass in the middle, I think. Draws the eye in. That, I think, would look a bit odd. I think we need the eye drawing in that way. Do you like the sound effects? Right, so I'll just take these backs off. I have a bin on the side of my desk, and I still put them little things just willy-nilly. I won't with these. Trying to be tidy in my new room. It's not going as planned. There we go. Oh, and what I forgot is that is doubled, isn't it? So I'm going to have to put some more dimensionals on the back of that bottle head. Should have thought about that, because there's a dimensional underneath, so would have been easier to have done this before I stuck it down, but never mind. That should now work. There we go. Sticks up nicely now, can you see? And the glass is fitting on there, so don't have to worry about the glass. And I'm wondering how long it will take everybody on Saturday to notice that the year on the wine bottle is the year she was born. Depends how much we drink on the train on the way to the restaurant, I guess. Right, there we go. So that's my 40th birthday card for my mate who really likes wine, and white wine at that. Okay, all the details will be on my blog, nigezza.co.uk, and I hope you like it. All the details of how to buy all these things will also be on my blog, because I've added that facility there to make shopping easier. Okay, give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. Yeah, see you soon. Bye.